Before you scroll away, pause for just one moment. Imagine a single note floating through the air, so pure that it silences an entire room. Imagine a child's voice powerful enough to stop time, to make judges forget they are celebrities, to make parents cry, and to make millions of strangers feel seen. That moment is why you are here. And by the end of this story, you won't just be watching a video, you'll be part of something unforgettable. If this story touches your heart even once, promise yourself you'll like this video and subscribe to the channel, because these voices deserve to be heard again and again. The lights inside the studio are blinding, but backstage it is quiet in a way that feels heavy. 10 children sit on a long bench, their feet dangling, some swinging nervously, some perfectly still. They come from different islands, different families, different struggles, but tonight, they share one dream. This is The Voice Kids Philippines, and these are the most popular talents the country has ever seen. First is Miguel, just 11 years old, from a small fishing village where mornings begin before sunrise. His father taught him how to sing before he taught him how to swim. When the fishing nets came back empty, Miguel sang to keep hope alive. On the blind audition stage, his hands shook as the music began. The judges didn't turn at first. Seconds felt like years. Then Miguel closed his eyes and sang the chorus with everything he had to see. The hunger, the prayers of his family poured into one note. All 4 chairs turned at once. Backstage, his mother collapsed into tears, whispering, "Salamat, Dios ko." Thank you, my God. Next is Alyssa, 12, from Manila. Her story is different but just as heavy. She grew up surrounded by noise, traffic, arguments, broken promises. Singing was the only quiet place she knew. At school, classmates teased her for dreaming too big. Singing won't save you, they said. On stage, her voice was soft at first, almost fragile. But as the song grew, so did she. By the final note, the entire studio was silent, and one judge had tears streaming down his face. He turned his chair slowly, standing up before pressing the button. That night, Alyssa learned something powerful. Her voice mattered. Then there is Joshua, 10, from Cebu, whose laughter hides a painful truth. He stutters when he speaks, and for years, people finished his sentences for him. But when he sings, the stutter disappears. On stage, he sang a classic Filipino ballad, every word clear, every emotion raw. The judges were stunned, not just by his voice, but by his courage. When they asked him why he sings, he smiled and said, "Because when I sing, people listen." The audience stood up, applauding before the song even ended. As the competition moves forward, the challenges grow harder. The battles break friendships that were formed backstage. Children who once hugged each other now face off under harsh lights, knowing only one can move on. Tears fall, not just for losing, but for leaving behind a dream that felt so close. Yet even in loss, there is dignity. One young girl, eliminated after a breathtaking performance, bows to the judges and says, "Thank you for believing in me, even for a short time." That moment reminds everyone watching that this show is not just about winning. Among the top 10 is Daniel, 13, tall for his age, carrying the weight of being the man of the house after his father passed away. He sings with a depth that feels impossible for someone so young. During rehearsals, he struggles. His voice cracks. Doubt creeps in. "What if tonight I fail?" he asks his coach. She places a hand on his shoulder and says, "You've already won. You're standing here." On performance night, Daniel sings a song about loss and hope. By the final note, even the band is wiping their eyes. He doesn't just sing, he heals. There is also Maria, 9 years old, the youngest among them. Her smile lights up the room, but behind it is a child who grew up too fast, helping raise her siblings while her parents worked overseas. Singing is how she feels close to them. When she performs, she looks straight into the camera, as if singing to her mother watching from another country. The judges turn quickly, laughing in disbelief at such a big voice and such a small body. Millions watching at home feel like she's singing directly to them week after week. The performances go viral. Views climb into the millions. Comments flood in from around the world, Filipinos abroad, strangers who don't even speak the language but feel the emotion. These children are no longer just contestants. They are symbols of hope, proof that talent knows no age, no background, no limits, but popularity brings pressure. Online criticism starts to appear. Overrated, some say. Too young, others comment. One night, Alyssa reads a harsh message and can't stop crying. Miguel wants to quit after his voice cracks during rehearsal. Joshua freezes before going on stage, fear gripping his chest. This is the part people don't see, the cost of chasing a dream in front of millions. What saves them is each other. Backstage, they form a circle, holding hands, singing softly together before performances. They remind each other why they started. Not for views. Not for trophies. But for the joy of singing, for the families watching at home, for the little kids who will believe they can do it too. The semi-finals arrive, and every performance feels like a finale. Judges struggle to choose. The audience votes shake the rankings. When one fan favorite is eliminated, the shock is felt across the country. Yet the child smiles, bows, and says, "This stage changed my life." And it's true. Every single one of them leaves bigger than when they arrive to finally, the grand finale. Confetti waits above the stage. Parents clutch tissues. The finalists stand side by side, hands trembling. One by one, they sing the songs that define them. Miguel sings about home. Alyssa sings about finding her voice. Joshua sings about being heard. Daniel sings about rising after loss. Maria sings about love that crosses oceans. When the winner is announced, there is cheering and there are tears. Not just from joy, but from gratitude. Because in that moment, it becomes clear, the real victory was never the title. It was the journey. The courage to step onto a stage. The bravery to be vulnerable. The power of a child's voice to unite a nation. As the lights fade, the children run into each other's arms, laughing and crying all at once. The judges watch from the stage, smiling, knowing they witnessed something rare. And millions of viewers sit back, hearts full, inspired. This is why these performances became the most popular. Not because they were perfect, but because they were real. They reminded us that talent is everywhere, that dreams begin early, and that sometimes, the smallest voices carry the biggest hope. If this story moved you, even just a little, show your support. Like this video so these voices reach even more hearts. Subscribe to the channel so you never miss a story that can inspire, heal, and remind you of what truly matters. Because somewhere right now, another child is singing in the dark, waiting to be heard, and you can be the reason their voice travels further.